Alright, let's dive into something that's got the Marvel fandom buzzing. Marvel Studios just dropped a bombshell by officially revealing its 8th Earth-616 mutant. But here's the thing, this isn't just about adding another name to the list. It's about the why and how this fits into the bigger picture of the MCU. Personally, I think this is Marvel's way of quietly laying the groundwork for something massive, something that could rival the Avengers-level sagas we've seen so far. Let's break it down. First off, the hook, Sadie Sink's Jean Grey in Spider-Man, Brand New Day is officially a mutant. Now on the surface, that's cool, Jean Grey, one of the most iconic X-Men, is finally in the MCU. But what makes this really interesting is how they're introducing her. It's not a big, flashy reveal, it's subtle, almost like Marvel is testing the waters. In my opinion, this is a strategic move. By weaving mutants into the fabric of the MCU without a huge announcement, they're avoiding the overload that could come with a full-blown X-Men reboot. It's like they're saying, hey, mutants have always been here, you just didn't know it yet. Now, let's talk about Jean's powers. Telepathy, telekinesis, the whole 9 yards, but what stands out to me is her backstory. Her sister, Sara, plays a huge role in her development, and their shared trauma ties directly into her powers evolving. This raises a deeper question: how much of a mutant's power is tied to their emotional state? We've seen this with characters like Wanda Maximoff, but with Jean, it feels like Marvel is doubling down on the idea that trauma isn't just a catalyst, it's a core part of the mutant identity. What this really suggests is that the MCU's mutants won't just be powerful, they'll be deeply human, flawed, and relatable. And then there's Kamala Khan, aka Ms. Marvel. Her reveal as a mutant in the Ms. Marvel series was a game-changer. What many people don't realize is that Kamala's mutation isn't just about her powers, it's about representation. She's the first Muslim superhero to headline her own show, and now she's also the first confirmed mutant in the MCU. From my perspective, this is Marvel's way of saying, mutants aren't just about the X-Men, they're about diversity, inclusion, and the idea that anyone can be extraordinary. Namor's reveal in Black Panther, Wakanda Forever is another piece of the puzzle. When he declares himself a mutant, it's not just a throwaway line, it's a history lesson. Mutants have been around for centuries, hidden in plain sight. This adds a layer of depth to the MCU that we haven't seen before. If you take a step back and think about it, this is Marvel's way of retconning history without actually retconning it. Mutants have always been there, we just didn't know it. That's genius. Now let's talk about the lesser-known mutants like Mr. Immortal, Doorman, and Aguila. These characters might not be household names, but their inclusion is significant. Mr. Immortal, for example, is a classic mutant from the comics, but in the MCU, he's more of a comedic relief. What makes this really interesting is how Marvel is using these characters to explore the lighter side of mutation. Not every mutant has to be a world-saving hero, some are just trying to get by. A detail I find fascinating is how Doorman's powers led to the Doorman clause, a meta-commentary on how the world reacts to superpowers. It's almost like Marvel is saying, even in a world of heroes, there are rules and consequences. Finally, there's Wonder Man. His mutant status is still unclear, but the fact that Marvel is keeping it ambiguous is intentional. In my opinion, this is a setup for a bigger reveal down the line. By leaving his origins open-ended, they're keeping the door open for him to join the mutant saga when it finally kicks off. What this really suggests is that Marvel is playing the long game, they're not just building a story, they're building a universe. So here's my closing thought. Marvel's approach to mutants isn't just about introducing new characters, it's about redefining what it means to be a mutant in the MCU. They're weaving them into the existing narrative, giving them depth, and making them feel like they've always belonged. Personally, I think this is the smartest way to handle such a massive franchise. It's not about the big reveal, it's about the slow burn. And if you ask me, that's what makes this so exciting. What do you think? Are you ready for the mutant saga? Let me know in the comments below.